Go for it.
This is I Dream in Stereo, and you guys are fucking with the G.U.T.S podcast.
Hey! We love horror movies, man. Horror movies are our life. You know, there's some horror goons.
I'm Zano the Vision.
Your boy ATX and Space Viking.
Low-key ass me.
Oh! Trying to figure shit out. This changed my life forever. Yes.
Hey! Welcome to G.U.T.S podcast. It's Zano the Vision.
It's low-key ass me.
Oh!
Jesus Christ.
I'm the artist formerly known as Horse Placenta, but now I'm Space Viking.
I swear.
God damn it.
Welcome to G.U.T.S, y'all.
Welcome to G.U.T.S.
What a fucking episode we got. What a week. Man, I ain't gonna lie. I hate to brag, but your boy's been killing it lately.
It's been a dope ass week, man.
Yeah.
dope.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Layla, are you on G.U.T.S podcast?
Say hello to the fans.
Say, hey, fans. Say it.
Oh. Anyway, so this is our episode of the best movies that we thought in
For 2019. So,
Yeah. Well, first of all,
there's so many of them, man.
there's too many movies to
Hey,
see.
but you know what? I could honestly say salute to the horror genre, man, for 2019 so far. They have been putting out heat, man. Bangers,
Well,
bangers, bangers. I love it.
Yeah, there's a lot. I watched so many movies. I don't know which year they came out.
But we're going with what
I go-
came. We're going with
yeah.
what came in theaters or what we just watched.
No, straight up 2019. What we
yeah, we
watched.
can't go
What
back
we
to the
watched.
80s.
Yeah, okay. What we watched in 2019.
Which
there's a
isn't
couple
hard,
of
bro.
doozies.
Yeah, they got some bangers.
Yeah, they got some
in the
shit.
hole.
Yeah. I
Some-
know, right?
The old bang and hole technique.
They got some good shit.
So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run through we each get 3 picks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the cool thing. 2019 was so good that I think that we're all gonna have one in common.
Yeah,
I think
probably
the
so.
one that we're all have in common. I think I'm not gonna say it yet, but I think 2019 was so dope that we all had something that we really, really liked that was different from each other.
Definitely.
You know?
Yeah.
Plus,
Did
I
you
got
get
the
punched
best.
in the face?
I got
Yeah.
the best. Where?
In your eye?
Fighting in
I
the.
think so.
You get scratched?
All right, well, we're on the podcast.
Dog.
All right, anyways.
Yeah.
Fucking dog.
Oh, that dog.
Oh,
Goddamn,
shit,
dude.
that dog
Kid adopted
attacking.
a dog from
Yeah,
the
I tried to
street.
get
And it's
that-
attacking
I had to
him.
give it a bath today. Finally, it's scared as fuck of water. So I rescued this dog the other day.
Nobody cares, Kent. So, anyways.
Yeah.
Trying to wrestle a pit bull in a small bathroom. Trying to.
He's going to take pictures on Instagram with it later.
It's
So
not fucking cool, man.
Kent finds this dog, and then he's like, calls, and he's like, hey, oh yeah. He's like, listening, but you can tell he's not really listening. He's kind of like, yeah, first stop in the conversation. Hey, so you want a dog? So what about a dog? You guys need a dog?
I've had about 9 of those
So what's
conversations.
So best of 2019, our top 3.
Yeah.
Go.
So my first pick for my favorite movies of 2019 is Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Ew.
I loved it. I just, anything with Halloween is going to get me, man. It's going to tickle me right in the taint.
Tickle, tickle.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. I fucked with it. You know, it gave me the creepy vibes. You know, it was, I heard some people say it was like, it was kind of like a kid's horror movie, but I mean, it's a fucking kid's book.
Nerd alert.
But that was the cool thing about it is it was PG-13, but it was still cool as fuck. You know,
That was dope. I liked it because you could take family to it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude, but it still gave me the creepy
Yeah.
vibes. There were some dope kill parts in it.
Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people let their kids like, here, read this.
Yeah.
And then they read it and loved it and like, hey, well, there's a movie out about it. Let's go
They
check it
really
out.
kind of, I really was in that world of like, it was what, late 60s? Mm-hmm. Late 60s or early 70s?
68,
Early
I
70s.
think. it
Early
was.
70s,
It was like
Halloween.
68.
yeah.
Halloween in the early 70s. They had the good music, you know?
Yeah.
I was in that world. and I was digging that. So that was my number one
It's
pick
hard to stick
for Space
around.
Viking. So tell your mama.
Who you
It's
got?
hard to stick around for 2 hours with no nipple.
I know, right? Didn't show a tit.
I'm gonna go
They
with
just show Nan Tit.
I don't even know if y'all have seen this. It's called I Am Mother. It's a sci-fi horror movie on Netflix. Shit is fucking
I Am Mother.
banging. Yeah,
Ken's got random picks.
I watched it twice. I watched it,
I
then
Am
I
Mother?
watched it
Random
the next day.
picks.
It's
What's it
fucking
about?
awesome. So, it's about this kid grows up in this like quarantined area, right? And this android is raising her. And the android has told her that the earth is done. The earth has been scorched, and the humans before her made her and designed this robot to take care of her. That's the only job, was for this robot to take care of her. And they have, they have sperm in a freezer somewhere. When she gets of age, it's up to her to recreate the human race. And it's robot's job to take care of her until she does that. But she finds out that this robot
Who fucks her?
Nobody. She just inserts the semen in
Oh,
herself.
she's gonna get that semen in.
Yeah.
And then so if her kid's a son, then she's gonna let her kid dong her again.
Popsicle
Ew.
semen.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nice.
that's what we like to call a doozy.
Yeah.
That's what you call the old android semen popsicle.
So it's
Oh,
good.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking dope. It's really good.
That's
Really
sick.
good
Well,
twist at the end. It's
I Am
actually
Mother.
scary.
I Am Mother.
On
Check it out
Netflix.
on Netflix. Netflix
We'll
and
have to
chill.
check it out. Yeah.
You might not get all the way through the movie, but you know what happens in Netflix and chill.
Yeah.
Mine one, man, gotta be Midsummer.
Midsummer.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Zeno.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, man.
Midsommar.
I went into the shit like this shit finna be like Hereditary and Witch, and I was like, shit gonna suck, per usual. But
You
man,
really did? You
Yeah,
thought it was gonna suck?
because I was like,
It's the
I
same
thought
guy
it
that did
was, I thought
Hereditary.
it was one of the movies, man. I'm like, man, it's not really, the trailer was like okay, and then when I saw it, I'm like, shit, man.
I just knew it was gonna be different. I knew it was
This-
gonna be.
I didn't know they was gonna take it there.
It's fucking cool, man.
Like they took it there with the whole. What killed me first was like when the dude was like, it's 9 p.m. He was like, man, why is the sun still out? That would freak me the fuck out, man.
Yeah.
I don't give a damn
It
who you are.
It wasn't in my top 3, but it was definitely top 5.
I didn't ask you that though. So okay.
the thing about
Alrighty.
Midsommar that was so fucked up is the hopelessness about it.
Man.
You're so far out. There's nothing you could fucking do.
No, but
It
that
was-
creepy suicide and kill
Man,
my
just the
parents at the
whole
same time.
head of
On
everything.
the first scene,
So-
like
the first scene creeped me out.
Yeah.
the like I
Right,
was.
she had that
jank on her feet.
Our
Yeah.
factors hit all the way through, off the phone, off the rib,
Yeah.
everything. So it was definitely entertaining because I went in there not expecting it. So that's what made it real good.
And then with the emails at the beginning, where like you could imagine,
Yeah, man.
you know what I'm saying? Everybody had that, whether it's a family member or a friend or something. Everybody
You
had
email
that
and they
somebody,
not
you know,
answering.
Yeah.
Shit.
Where it's like it was that drama queen where you're like, what if? At
But
one
she
point
was
and
dragging the boyfriend through the
So
mud and
fucked.
all his friends like, why are you still with her?
Yeah.
And then that first head swan dive into the rocks. I was like, dawg, this is it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's my one. That's just my top 3. It's not necessarily my number 1 pick, but like top of the line. But it's definitely my top 3. So
For 2019.
yeah, what you got?
What's
Hey,
next,
Chick?
Sizzle
So,
Chest?
my number 2 pick is The Prodigy. The Prodigy.
yeah.
We went and saw it twice.
Yeah.
They didn't necessarily reinvent the wheel with,
Yeah.
the demon seed, concepts. Remember Macaulay Culkin and The Good Son back in the
Yeah.
day? That was
Or
live.
Omen.
The Omen.
Yeah.
But I like how so I went in thinking it was going to be like a Damien type thing. Like he's like a, what's the word? Reincarnation? Not a reincarnation. I thought it was a possession.
Possession, yeah.
Or, like he was.
wasn't?
No, it wasn't.
He was reincarnated
Oh,
from a
that's right.
serial
Yeah.
killer.
Yeah. The serial
And
killer
that-
got him
what
too.
got
He's
me.
really smart, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a serial killer.
Yeah, he's already old in his,
Yeah.
in the youth body. He's just like coming back to life.
And he has this like hand fetish.
Yeah.
And he kept, in the movie, mommy, let's play the hand game, even as a little baby. And dude, that one got me. And I thought it was really smart how they,
Yeah.
like he had that shrink and he's like, I took your medication. I forgot what the fuck he said, but it was basically like, I took your medication and I put your pubes in my teeth. You think the cops are going to believe you or a burnt out hippie or an 8-year-old boy? I was like, that gave me the creeps, man.
It's fucking awesome.
To see a fucking kid talks that kind of shit. And the kid was a great actor.
And it makes sense where you're like, Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
Yeah, and he came back to this earth to kill his last victim.
Yeah.
And then he got that bitch, dude. That shit was live, man. So Prodigy is my number 2.
Oh, these boys are acting up.
I'm going, number 2, I'm going Pet Sematary.
Pet Sematary.
Little
Fire.
Little
Fire
cemetery.
fucking remake. One of the best remakes I've ever seen. Especially I thought it was better than it. Best remake of a Stephen King movie. You know, not best Stephen King movie, but the best remake of a Stephen King movie.
They did that.
Because I think main thing was because I went into it thinking that this is about to be some bullshit, and they killed it. It was fucking awesome.
It's fucking dope.
The one scene that everybody wanted to see in Pet Sematary where they cut Judd's fucking Achilles tendon. And everybody's like, you know, is that gonna be good? And dude, they fucking delivered. It looked so fucking painful.
The kills were rock and roll.
Yeah, and then the ending was the shit where the whole family's there, and the only thing left is like it's the kid, man. Like, and this whole family's coming for. Like, what are you gonna do, man? It's like I just like the whole thing with horror movies. The hopelessness where you're like, fuck, there's nothing I can do.
Yeah.
Everything's fucked. Where you might as well jump off a bridge or, you know, shove a wet carrot in your ass.
So, man, I think I'm going all the way artsy with my shit, man.
Oh. What's your number
you know
2?
what the 2 is? The house that Jack built.
Man, it's 2018.
That's 2018? I thought that was 2019.
No.
Well, when the fuck did we see
in the
it?
house talking that shit.
Well, let me get my boy and dig him back up. God damn it. We're going with fucking Child's Play.
Oh, Child's Play.
I like the shit. The reason why I picked Child's Play is because I know I'm a Child's Play fanatic, but I know everybody was going to hate it. The reason why I liked it the most is because it didn't take to like understand that this doll was possessed and shit. Mm-hmm. It's like I like the fact that everybody had a doll, you know what I'm saying, and it's supposed to control. It hit up today with what's going on right now. Everybody can't get off of Bluetooth and shit electronically running your house.
The movie shut a lot of people up.
It shut a lot of people up because he was like, and what's crazy about this one is that in the movie you kind of had feelings for the doll. Really? No, you kind of was like, damn, dog, I feel bad for him because that time he locked him in the closet all night. You're like, I'm scared of the dark. You shouldn't, shit like that. You're like, man, what the fuck? Am I teaming up with him? Yeah. But then he had them little sayings, like when he killed the dude, he's like, this is for Tupac. I'm like, man, this shit is nuts, dog. Yeah. Then the kills was sick, man. The kills was dope. Just the whole part of him being possessed, like his eyes turned red and shit like that. Yeah. When the cat scratched him, he never seen blood.
Child's Play was dope. We saw that twice too.
Yeah. He was like, "What's that, Andy?" He's like, "Oh, that's blood." He's like, "Did the cat hate Andy?" Like, yeah. He come back, man, Chucky choking this boy. I'm like, oh shit. But it was pretty cool because it was like I wasn't expecting it, and people was tripping because of the doll. But if you look at all the Child's Play saga, the doll changes all the way through. So to me, that was perfect, man. It was dope. It was entertainment, like you said. We saw it twice.
Do you like it better than the OG Chucky?
Nah, the OG Chucky is the shit, man.
Yeah,
OG Chucky, that's the original.
That's how I felt.
It's kind of different because it's going artificial intelligence and to say that, because it's kind of the OG Chucky kind of reminds me of Prodigy, but it was in a doll. You know what I'm saying?
But it was. I think the new one is smarter than the OG.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like definitely.
There was more thought going into it, which made it, and it was more shit to like.
Because he knew it was like I don't want to make it exactly like the first one because everybody be like
I'm glad that they changed it up because those last few Chucky movies sucked.
Yeah, they started tripping, man. It was like the child.
The OG is still the best to me. But as far as remakes go,
it's dope. I fuck with it. That's my second pick. Sorry, House that Jack built. You came out too late, you pussy.
What you got?
For number 3?
Yeah.
Okay, I have a tie.
Okay.
Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
Oh.
Tits. And oh.
What is it?
I mean, I got a tie between Brightburn and the Curse of La Llorona.
Oh, you hussy. How you got a tie? You got to pick one.
But how do you gonna put? How do you possibly think the Curse of La Llorona is as good as Brightburn?
Your daughter's calling. So, anyways, I picked the Brightburn, and
Brightburn was dope.
Yeah, the Curse of La Llorona was dope to me.
Yeah.
Something about the mom killing her kids, like in the opening scene,
Yeah.
gave me the creeps, man. And so that would you just type in the code?
God damn it.
Well, fuck, man, get that shit out of my
That
face.
shit is face and identification.
Well, anyway, so and Brightburn was straight fire, dude.
Yeah, Brightburn was a shit.
Brightburn
man.
was the shit. I loved Brightburn. So, okay, you want to come back in here and let me explain why I liked it? Brightburn was straight fire.
Yeah.
I loved how they made an evil
Fucking house
Superman.
apart with his own face.
And
Yeah.
I loved how he was killing the people, and he went all Hannibal Lecter in the garage. I loved it.
It went stupid, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Curse of
dope.
La Llorona, though, there was something about when watching the mom kill the kids in the opening scene. It gave me the creeps, dude. And that matters to me. Like, I like to feel that.
Yeah.
And so, it's not like it's the best movie in the world or anything like that, but it gave me the creeps in certain. I think something about a crazy mom always kind of gives me the.
Yeah, it's wild.
Shout out to Kathleen McGill, my Irish queen, my mother.
Okay, let's go to the movies. Well.
Okay, and I also have a lot of like.
Ken, what's the plan as low key as me? What's
honorable mentions?
What's your movie?
It was hard to pick three.
What's your movie?
Ken, what's your number three?
Delinquent.
Well, I mean, y'all said it already. I thought it was Midsommar. Is my number three.
Midsommar was the shit,
Fucking
man.
fire, dude.
Yeah, that
It's
shit
really
was.
I just enjoyed it. I would go see. It's hard for me to want to go see a movie again.
Yeah.
And I would go see that again just to catch all the shit.
Yeah, that you
You know,
missed.
there's all kind of stuff. That's one of those movies I think I could watch it 4 times and catch different things through the whole thing. But it was really dope.
I like to focus on different stuff.
Because
when you
it's
watch it.
fucking bone chilling, man. It's hard to scare me during the day.
Bone chilling.
You know,
Yeah.
during the day scares or something. That's when you're really getting it done, bro.
That was close for my number three.
Yeah.
When it's during the day and I'm scared. It's because the darkness, man. That's the king of fucking fear.
Yeah.
But it's
Supposed to be creepy.
Yeah, when
That
you get
daytime creep is
a bunch
different.
of crazy Scandinavians ripping nipples off and shoving it in bears' tits. It's a rough fucking summer. You know?
I'm surprised nobody picked our boy yet, man. Y'all slipping on Headhunter, man.
But it's not. Headhunter was fire, but it's not horror, is it?
Yeah, it's kind of
Headhunter
hunting
was dope.
trolls.
Yeah, Headhunter. Shout out to Chris Rye.
But definitely, man. I think.
What's your number three pick?
Mine.
Did you have all the fucking answers
Mine will
today?
be Brightburn, man.
Oh, Brightburn.
I liked it for the fact that the
And
ending.
Headhunter was 2018.
No, it wasn't. I like the fact that Brightburn, to me, because I know at the end it's finna be a evil Justice League. I know it's happening.
Yeah.
Because when he said
does lead to a
it
bunch
leads
of
to
cool
that, because he
shit.
said it's a woman with a lasso. That's Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And he like it's a man underground could talk to animals in the water, Aquaman. So I'm like, oh shit, it's about to get real
It's gonna be
interesting.
super cool. I can't wait.
Because people always ask that question, like, man, what if Superman was bad?
Yeah.
Because you do good, like.
yeah,
That's understandable.
they killed it. At
But-
first, I didn't even. I was like, what is this? I hate
But I s-
superhero movies. 'cause
But
they
I
get on
saw
my
it
nerves.
because I'm like,
You would like The Boys.
Or the girls.
Have you heard of The Boys?
Haven't heard of the boys.
So basically it's a.
well, I'm
it's
talking about Brightburn right now. So
shut the fuck
Brightburn
up, kid.
eyes are fucking burning shit up. But I ain't gonna lie, man. The fact that he had that first lady in that little basement all cut up and shit.
Yeah.
When they was wondering about the body anatomy, when they was like, "What's up with this?" He had the girls' pictures at first, and then he showed the picture.
He
of
went
her.
on Hannibal Lecter on
Yeah,
him and
yeah.
shit.
Then he broke
And then-
he broke old girl hand. I'm like, this
Then the
dude is
sheriff
raw.
comes and he just boom.
Oh, yeah.
And just fucks.
But
That's
no,
what
man.
I like is when there's no hesitation.
Yeah.
He's just, it's like that childish no.
Yeah.
I got all these powers and I don't even think twice.
Yeah, I'm just letting it. But man, when he picked that dude trucked up and dropped him, and it broke his fucking jaw,
Yeah,
open,
bro.
man.
And it showed it.
And what's crazy, man, this movie was slept on the cool, man.
Yeah, it really was.
Because people was like, I don't want to see Superman in that sort of way. Nah, man, it's time for that.
Yeah.
Because that DC shit after that Booyah shit and Justice League, the real one, it was
And
a
I
wrap.
tell you what, if anyone around me ever said the words, I don't want to see Superman in that type of way, can eat my entire ass.
Eat his ass, eat it down.
Cause
It's a tasty treat.
Because
ass.
oh, what the fuck was that? So, but yeah, man, I think, and like I say, and then at the end when he took the plane and just slammed it into his house, I'm like, bro, who thinks of that shit? But it was dope to me. That's one of my top 3s for 2019, of course.
I want to give like a shout out to
Honorable mentions?
Honorable mentions. There was tons of them.
Yeah.
You know, like there was a lot of popping ass indie horror movies this year, man.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Owen Egerton,
Yeah.
Bloodfest,
Bloodfest, yeah.
Mercy Black,
Fire.
Yeah.
Mercy Black.
I like Bloodfest.
Bloodfest, Mercy Black.
I like Bloodfest big time, man.
Mercy Black.
Even your
Those-
voice, but it
those
wasn't horror,
face-
though.
He's got this thing where like he shows people getting hit in the face that looks real painful. Like he's able to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
it's his movies especially, man. When people get hit in the like, you just see the teeth break
Yeah.
or something. Where you're like,
Yeah.
ugh, Jesus.
It was sick.
Nightmare Cinema, which we had our homie Orson Chaplin on.
What's up, Orson?
What's up, Orson? And They're Inside, the Dread Central release. They're Inside was dope, dude.
Yeah.
I fucked with that one. There was so much good indie horror this year.
Yeah, I think indie horror was really like coming with
was
it.
strong,
They was coming
dude.
with it.
Yeah, it was
Because like we
strong.
were saying
I thought
about it
that-
earlier, they didn't have to worry about it being like, oh, let's keep it for the movies. They just did
Yeah.
it.
See, I thought There Inside was something different. Because I watched There Inside and it was just a porn about double penetration.
They're inside.
They're Inside.
But yeah, man, that's our picks, man. If y'all got any ones different from that, please share and comment on Guts page. Oh,
Let me
wow.
know something. If you want to argue about it, come with it, you cocksucker. Anyway, speaking of that, man, and on this episode, what a fucking dope interview.
Yeah.
We got our
Jason?
homie. Yeah, man.
Is this the episode with Jason? Yeah,
yeah.
shout out to I Dream in
I
Stereo.
Dream in
I Dream of
came
Stereo,
in.
man.
Talk about really did his homework, really
Yes.
thought
Yeah.
about the shit. Great conversation.
Great engineer at Barron Studios, man.
Motherfucker's a genius.
He's about to do this documentary too over like underground. It's gonna be sick, man. You gotta check him out, man.
Yeah, he's dope as fuck, man.
Look out for the
Good
Barron
dude.
Collective that he's starting, man. It's
Yeah.
just one of those guys that he's like, he's like the heartbeat of the culture, you know, when it
No
comes
doubt.
to.
He's got that thing where when he talks, you just like you stare at him
Because he
and
knows
what's
he got a
gonna say.
lot of knowledge.
He's
of
like a
stuff.
whimsical creature.
So without
Yes.
further ado, are we introducing?
And we were honored to have him.
Yeah, and his wife came
his
through
wife
too. And
for-
matter of fact, they
for-
I came through on their anniversary.
I was just trying to say that.
Well, you gotta
but
get to it, so
Welcome
I'll
to
let-
blurting shit out with Zano.
Yes, all that and ooh. Good.
know what,
Hey,
Zeno?
welcome
I
to
don't
I
take-
Dream of Stereo.
I don't take it back. You really, really are a fucking asshole.
I think they're missing Andy. They both act like him when he's not here.
The next episode on Guts. Guts gets divorced.
Yeah, no shit.
Mommy and Daddy are fighting.
So we about to introduce the interview.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's
Without
it.
further ado.
Are we doing fuckery?
Oh yeah, no
Do
shit.
fuckery?
Yeah.
Oh shit! I thought you'd do that on the other end.
Yeah, man. Fuck you.
The other
with
end
that
promotes
other
this.
Oh
fucker.
my
man,
god!
I swear to
Go with
God.
your fuckery
You know what?
pick.
Fuck everybody. Fuck y'all. We're all grouchy. Fucking old men in here. Fucking grouchy and tired.
What's your-
2018.
What's your
Welcome to the podcast where we don't want to fucking be here right now.
What's your fuckery pick?
Yeah.
Welcome. Fuckery.
Yes.
What you got?
So my fuckery pick was, and you can go to our IG and watch my little rant about it. But my fuckery pick was Killer Pinata.
Yeah.
So stupid.
Fucking Killer Pinata was hilarious, man. It's about a pinata that watches his homies get murked at a party. And what are y'all talking about? Oh, here. So Killer Pinata.
Faceplant.
Is it old or is it new?
Man, that pinata was wild. You gotta see this.
It's new.
I've seen just some snippets of it. It looked absolutely fucking
It's new.
ridiculous.
Nah, it's crazy.
But yeah, so anyways, Killer Pinata is like a pinata that's been possessed with the soul of this like nerd that worked in a Mexican pinata factory, and they killed him and put him in the pinata fetty, and his soul got reincarnated into this burro. And it was a donkey pinata, and he's at a party, and there's several pinatas, and the kid is bashing this pinata up, and he's sitting there watching it, and he gets revenge on the party, and he starts attacking
Yeah, I've seen the
everyone.
Pinata attack the dude in the kitchen. It's
Yeah,
fucking great.
dude, it was
That was
great.
sick.
But another thing about that was so funny though, they didn't have any money to make anything. Mm-hmm. But they used what they had, and they made it funny. So there was a scene it's time to build some weapons to fight this pinata, and they put this 80s like da, 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 da. And so this guy, he takes he takes a saw and a board, and he starts sawing, and all of a sudden he pulls up a shotgun, and this girl takes she takes a piece of string and a stick, and then she turns her back and she comes back. It's a fucking bow and arrow. She's like. And it's like, like it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
And my favorite line of the movie is the guy says, in this world you can either be Uncle Jesse or Uncle Joey. You know, like Full House shout out. He's like, and Uncle Jesse puts it in her hands. Take your dick out and put it in her hands. Because this guy, the boyfriend, he wants to bang his girlfriend so bad he doesn't know that she's gay. And he keeps trying. And like, she's like, oh my God, someone died. He's like, oh, it's okay. And he like tries to get it in like... Every 5 minutes he tried to like push up on her, you know, it was fucking hilarious. So Killer Pinata, it's ridiculous. That's my fuckery pick.
That's awesome.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you,
Yeah.
Space Viking,
So
for
now
that
it's-
enlightening fucking presentation
Yeah.
of a cinematic masterpiece. Fucking Killer Pinata. What you got, asshole?
Man, I have some, but my phone has been occupied with my notes, okay?
Don't look at me
So-
because Kent fucked up the microphone.
I'll do it
So, we're going with...
Shoes of the week. Shoes of the week. Shoes of the week.
Well, thanks again to not having my information. We have no shoes of the week. We got the Nike low top gold tip Jordan 1s, man.
Ooh.
These motherfuckers are clean. They
I got so many questions. I do.
the low top, they call them good as gold at Active Athlete. And shout out to Active Athlete in Home Clark. Shout out to Active Athlete off of Cullen. Shout out to Nice Kicks on the Drag in Austin, Texas. And shout out to the Arena, 4802 Arena off of Washington Street. Buy, sell, and trade at the Arena,
And
man.
you can now get Guts apparel at the arena.
Yes, Guts Apparel's at the arena. So
For sale at the arena.
gold cap top lows ones is a remake of, they had the high top version. Mm-hmm. So what they doing now, which I think is pretty cool, because Jordan did wear low tops at one time. A lot of people don't really remember that. But it's
In the
just
game?
yeah, it was kind of sort of, I think it didn't last that long, you know what I'm saying? The ones were low tops, but I'm not sure. I had to look and see if he ever actually wore them. They had some high top ones and they had some low top ones. So these are just the gold. They like black and gold toe, and they like patent leather. So these motherfuckers are sick. Check them out.
I know they're ridiculous.
They dope as hell, man. I think they I know they probably like run for like 115, 120 if I'm not
that
mistaken.
new?
Yeah, they just dropped. These just came out August 13th.
See, what I don't understand, like, so when the Jordan 1s came out, right?
Yeah.
Horse placenta.
They didn't have
Was invented.
low tops, right? They only had the Jordan 1s, right?
Yeah.
So when did the Jordan 1 low tops come out?
They just start like doing a lot of them like last year.
So it's all recent shit. Right?
Yeah, it's like recent shit. So it's like they had the lows. I'm gonna have to look it up and see when they actually made the lows. But now it's starting to be like a thing now. to do low top. Even the 6s have came out in low top, which look weird.
They're also doing a lot of mashups with like
they
taking
doing
Jordans and putting Bo Jacksons.
So what? They do the crossover, but they do like they got a Jordan. They call it 6 rings, which I really don't like them that much. But they got like all the Jordans that he won the championship in one shoe. You have to look at it and be like, it looks kind of weird, but then when you look at it, you can see your favorite Jordan. Like I think the bottom is like a I want to say the bottom is a 13 or 12 or something like that, and the wings are like an 8. You know, it's a wild looking shoe, but it's pretty dope. But the gold caps are clean as hell. Cool ass summer shoe, man. Especially like we rocking shorts and shit. I'm not sure how it look with pants on, but definitely a dope ass shoe. A clean shoe is classic, gold and black. Some wild colors. Everybody like that shit.
Yeah, they got them here for 90.
90? Yeah, that's about how much they run in. So I said 110, scratch that, $90. If you want to ship us to $20, you can.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
They come with some...
And I think what's good about these, they do have raffles for them, but sometimes a lot of them be first come, first serve.
Yeah. Which
is kind of weird when you go 8 o'clock in the morning, there's already people out there at the store. You like, fuck. What you start doing is looking at people's feet. Like, this motherfucker wear my size. Like, right. But other than that, they going to keep dropping. New colors coming out pretty soon, I'm sure. But those are dope. And that's Zano's shoe of the week.
Shoe of the week.
Please like, subscribe, and share our podcast and rate us on iTunes.
Yes.
Send us $4,000.
$1 million.
If you want to be the listener of the year, send us $4,000.
Please send us something.
And you will be the listener of the year for $4,000.
We'll send dick pics for $4,000.
Fuck yeah. I'll do that.
But me too, I'll be cool.
Do that, yeah.
If someone wanted me to give them a dick pic for $4, it's sold.
And you could share it.
You can share it. Yeah. You can wear it around your t-shirt or your necklace.
I'll hit the right angle on it to make it look bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Lord knows half this town's seen it anyway.
Yeah. So
Thank you guys.
I'm Zano the Vigi.
Low-key as me.
It's your boy Space Viking.
And this is I Dream in Stereo.
Yeah.
Because if we went to like a Ghost Main show or something like that, like I would see y'all there.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that. That's what it looks like.
Don't cover the shirt.
All right. Ballin'. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to Guts.
Welcome to Guts Podcast. It's Zano the Vision.
It's your boy Space Viking.
Low-key as me.
With us in the Guts lair.
Yes.
Been trying to get him for a minute.
Finally got him.
The mastermind.
We kidnapped him.
Evil genius.
I Dream in Stereo. Jason Barton.
Yeah,
hey.
Yeah. Go find him right now at I Dream in Stereo.
On Instagram.
He's always dropping knowledge bombs. He's got music clips.
Yeah.
He's got viral memes. He's got everything you need, man.
He got all the
and he's also the hottest producer in Houston right now.
At Barton Studios.
At Barton Studios. Everybody's worked with him or is working with him in the future.
Definitely.
So to make you blush for a while.
Jump on the gravy train.
Yeah, no shit. Go get your music done now too.
Seriously, I mean, I've been in the music game a long time, and I've yet to see an engineer that is as forward thinking and like he provokes the best performance out of every artist he works with. I mean, and not just that, when it comes to engineering and his ideas, he thinks outside the box. I think in 30 years they'll still be talking about his techniques.
I remember the first time when you brought me over there. It was like come meet me at Barron Studios, pretty dope. This live at studio, man. If you haven't been, cause shout out to Lace too. I know Lace been over there. Jet the Third, y'all been over there.
Oh, I love Jet the Third.
You know what I'm saying? I think Monk Vision done been over there. So you know,
man, I'm really trying to work with those guys. Right, I wanna do a project with them and Curly Sue all at the same time.
Shout out to Monk Vision, Curly Sue,
and Curly Sue, man. Hey, man, we went to Slump
Fest
last weekend. I think it was. Hey, man, them boys killed it, man.
Yeah.
Hey, the truth,
energy.
Man. Yeah, the energy.
It was like everybody was, and then after that,
it's like
the people that had to follow were like, shit.
Yeah, like, fuck, they doing mosh pits, they jumping off the stage. When
I first got involved in Houston music, it was in the punk band era. It was like the 30-Foot Fall and Latchkey Kids, and there was this good punk scene in Houston. Yeah. And these kids shows now, it's the same.
It's the same
thing.
exact
It looks the same. It feels the same.
Yeah, love it.
fucking jean jackets and killer clowns from outer space.
Oh
shirts.
yeah. That's
Live.
shit.
Yeah, I love Killer Clowns.
Love
man.
that shit, man.
I saw a Trap Kid with a Morbid Angel shirt on.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking right, man. That's crazy.
And it's weird, but the testament to good what hip hop really does for culture though is when I was a kid, if you wore like a Deicide shirt or something, someone would check you like 100%.
Yeah.
What's your favorite Deicide song?
Yeah.
And now these kids though, it's so fashionable and it's just so part of American music culture now.
Yeah.
These kids are wearing like Morbid Angel and shit, and it don't matter now if they heard it or not.
Nah,
because
they
it's
just
just
rocking
the
it.
it's just the aesthetic.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of the guy that checks him still.
That, yeah, but,
I'm kind of the guy. I was like, what's your favorite
I,
Morbid Angel?
I used to be like that too, but now
Annihilation is
I
way
just
better.
appreciate it for what
I
it
do
is.
it like I told Austin all the time. I said, man, if I really haven't jammed the band, I'm not gonna rock it. You know what I'm
Me
saying?
neither. But
I'm like
That's kind of our.
Yeah, I do. You know,
Because
Smashing
when we were
Pumpkins
growing
and
up,
all
you
that
were a
like that.
fucking poser if you did
Yeah,
that.
absolutely.
So I'm like, I'm not finna win
But-
because if somebody asks you and you don't know, that's fucked
But it's
up.
cool what it's changed.
But
into.
what rap music does though, and the reason why I really only work in rap music, I don't do rock music no more. I don't do anything no more, just rap stuff for like the last 8 years.
Oh shit.
Is because it takes everything that's out there,
Yeah.
grabs the best parts of it, and it just keeps destroying itself and rebuilding itself on that.
Definitely.
And this is my
With
my
no
problem with
permission.
rock music now in general is, as soon as I hear that first fucking chord,
You
I
know
can
what
probably
it
tell you
is.
exactly what's
Yeah.
going on. And rock is stuck in this thing, and the reason why it's not doing so well is it's stuck in a retroactive thing.
Man, I
Yeah.
totally agree, bro.
You know, everything is a rehash or 1950s remake or this or
Yeah.
that, and it's like, where is it progressing? Where's
Yeah,
it going?
It sounds like a different band from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
Wow.
And there's a lot of bands like that, like Tame Impala and shit like that. That shit's dope.
Yeah.
But I already heard Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. There's no bands coming through like
I don't-
Korn that are sounding way different from
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
else.
I don't
you
get
know?
any new feelings when I listen to it. But when hip hop's doing it, they're not asking any permission or anything. They just
Yeah, they just doing that
They're
shit.
doing it and worrying about
yeah.
what happens. They're
Yeah.
not even worrying about what
Because
happens.
it's like a lot of
if
people
you
want
dig it,
to
you
create
dig it.
themselves. Because in hip hop, like you say, as soon as I hear a line, hear you sound like, I'm like, damn, you sound like such and such. And I don't think nobody want that, like, as far as their career, like, man, you kind of sound like Drake or you kind of sound like this guy. But I like the fact that some new artists take lines from, like, you know, take a little line and then you have to, like, damn, I heard that shit before. Oh shit, like Drake took Project Pat line and it made it his, but it's off an old Project Pat song.
And it still blew up Project Pat.
It blew up Project Pat because if you Google his lyrics and it Project Pat.
You got all these kids in the suburbs like fucking with Project Pat now.
Yeah,
They never-
he probably like, damn, I got 100,000.
yeah, he really got streams and shit off of
Like,
it.
oh
Yeah.
shit, they coming to my shit.
So hip hop, rap music can be retroactive, but still be
Definitely.
forward thinking.
Definitely, man.
And it's fizzling like. At first, we thought it was just gonna fizzle out the radio thing and then the record sales thing, but now it's fizzling everything. So where everything is niche, all of it. So the big artists are gonna get the plays from the people headed home from work and shit like that. But there's still all this food for all the niche people to eat, you know.
Yeah.
And as long as you work hard and everybody's got a shot because there's always that saying, there's enough for everybody to eat. Now we're proving it. Now we're really proving it. Because before they would say there's enough for everybody to eat, but just a couple were eating. You know, now everybody.
And just technology works so good for it too, because going back on the rock shit, like rock artists have been signed to labels and shit. They bitch right now.
Yeah.
They're all like, we're not making as much money on this and that and everything. Our labels are hoeing us and everything. And like putting together the horrorcore playlist, like Brother
that was live,
Brother
bro.
Lynch Hung has got millions of fucking streams on Spotify.
fucking
He
awesome.
never had that opportunity on a label or like during the prime of his career putting stuff out.
Yeah.
So there's still an interest and there's still a need and there's still people going for that.
Yeah.
You listening to Ghetto Boys like Mind of a Lunatic, and these
My
guys are
shit,
talking about
yeah.
fucking smoking fry, cutting a bitch's head off
Yeah.
and fucking her body while it
This
twitches.
shit talking about raping
Like,
and shit.
yeah,
It's
like,
oh,
if he came out and Willie D's running for like city council.
I saw him last night.
Yeah.
Oh no shit. He's
Both for
still-
Willie D.
Willie D.
Yeah. Willie D and
I think I'm
Scarface,
gonna
man.
do
Both
one.
running
And
Scarface,
Scarface,
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
I think
man.
I'm gonna do one of his
Brad.
fundraisers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, that
So
shit is sick.
did you start in hip hop or you started in rock?
I kind of did everything simultaneously because I had a hard time socializing and working with people, so I got really into 4-track recording and sampling and stuff like that. Just because I could do that on my own. But as soon as I figured out that if you play music, you can be a weirdo and still get pussy, then I started playing in bands and shit like that. But
yes,
today's our anniversary, actually. Like,
hey!
On Hip-Hop birthday, no less.
and it's Rap's
anniversary.
birthday today. It's
It's
Hip-Hop's
Hip-Hop's
birthday
birthday.
today.
Oh, no shit.
August 11th.
Oh, fuck. Hey, see, y'all got a history lesson.
1980.
We got an anniversary, hip hop.
It's hip hop's birthday.
August 11th.
If they had a mat down here, I would break dance, but it's been a minute, so.
Let's get our birthday suits.
Break
Hey,
it.
yeah.
Turn the fuck
Break
up.
yourself.
I know. Brace yourself, and my neighbors might be like, "What the fuck are they doing now?"
But man, we grew up, I'm 42, and I grew up in such a great age because we were just CDs and shit are popping. Technology was making it more affordable to make great music. You had everything from like punk rock to like Ministry or like 9 Inch Nails and all this shit. And we got to witness that first thing where corporate music did not know what to do with the amount of shit that was coming out.
Yeah.
So they signed everybody. So we got this. You could listen on the radio like when I was growing up and just hear shit that you would never hear now.
Yeah.
It's just so
What's your
weird.
favorite all-time band?
Ooh,
Man, what a great question.
Oh,
fuck, man.
Or top 5 or whatever.
I mean, the Beatles definitely got to be in there.
Beatles.
The Beatles were the first ones to ever sample anything. Like the Mellotron you hear on Strawberry Fields, that little flute sound.
Oh, I like that song.
That was a
man.
fucking.
Yeah.
It was a piece of tape on a recorder, and you hit the key, and it plays a little tape of a sampled sound.
yeah.
They were the first one to do cool backmasking, satanic shit in their songs, where they put shit in, they'd say some fucked up shit and put it in reverse and just throw it in the song.
Yeah.
I don't know if you ever listened to Revolution Number 9. It's just they were the first ones to do like avant-garde noise collages and shit in their songs.
Yeah.
You know,
They're real ahead of their time.
they went from
People
like
didn't even
I don't like
realize
that I want to hold your hand there. I like that
Yeah.
White Album era where they
Yeah.
just kind of started getting trippy and
A lot of
stuff.
people don't understand how weird it really got.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
experimental it really got.
Well, at that time, like, they were the first ones to use the recording as an instrument or as like another member of the band, or the engineer as like another
So I
member
was
of
about
the
to say
band.
their producer
You
and
know,
their engineer was like he was as involved.
Like a few years ago, we were mobbing around, like about to walk through a club, and I was feeling, I had the snap going, and I played I Am the Walrus. And I was like, and they were like, man, what the fuck are you listening to? It was like, cuckoo, ka-choo! Yeah. But I just felt like that was mob music, like I just felt like, I just thought, the Beatles were tight, man.
They had a song called Tomorrow Never Knows, and they took this drum loop, and they just cut them on tape and looped it around. And it was like, that's the first time that drums were just cut into loops and looped around and shit like that. And they weren't even thinking it like that, but they were the first, they kind of did everything before anybody else did
Of the
it.
game, man.
Favorite hip hop record is Dr. Octagon. It's an artist named Kool Keith. He used to be with Ultramagnetic MCs. He's got a project called Dr. Octagon where he the story goes like he lost his shit and he was sequestered in Bellevue Mental Hospital in New York. And he came out with this album, and it was him and Dan the Automator and DJ Q-Bert. So it was like phenomenal fucking DJ that plays like 4 turntables at once.
So ridiculous.
And they made this album, and it's just growing. Just hearing that, because I go through periods where I check out of shit. As soon as it gets too homogenous, I'm like, okay, this is kind of boring. Let me get into something else. And that album, when it came out, I never heard anything like that before. He's just these weird ass flows. It's all sci-fi themed and theremin, and they just sample old sci-fi movies and shit, and it's just fucking amazing. And it became like the precursor to the Gorillaz.
Oh,
They wanted Kool Keith to be involved in it, and they booked all these Lollapalooza dates back in the day and shit, and this motherfucker just didn't show up.
punk rock.
Yeah.
Like I do what I want to do.
Oh shit, man.
So they couldn't get it together, so the Automator and Q-Bert then went and started fucking around with Damon Albarn, and that started the Gorillaz after that.
That's crazy because you talk about like how music just like take and it was crazy because like too, that's one of my favorite bands, and they just put them on Spotify like the other day. It's weird. They on Spotify now.
Yeah. They were never on Spotify?
They were never on Spotify.
Never. Apple Music, anything.
And
Maynard James Keenan, like, that guy
hey,
likes
man,
to
and
his
it's like
shit,
somebody
man.
was like, hey, man, you need to be on here. So now it's like, they shit is just streaming. I bet they like, what the fuck was we thinking?
Yeah.
They shit is streaming now.
And the crazy thing, talking about back in the day, Tool, Slipknot, and Korn all put out new albums this week.
Yeah,
It's
that's
fucking
wild.
crazy.
I haven't heard any of them. I need
Yeah, I'm
to
gonna have
check
to
and
listen
get
because
on
somebody
that.
was telling me I'm gonna have to check them out.
Korn was I was a Korn guy because it had like the hip hop in it a little bit.
Yeah.
But it was like gnarly dudes, and they were like a bunch of fucking pirates, and they weren't doing what anyone else was doing. They were making ugly sound dope.
This is what I like about where these kids are at right now. Kind of like on a Monk Vision or Curly Sue. I really fuck with like Zilla Kami and So Smooth. They got a little group called City Morgue out of New York. And when we were growing up, we had all these white suburban kids trying to incorporate rap into their music.
Yeah.
And it worked. Korn was one of the few ones that like were able to do it kind of successfully. Rage Against the Machine flawlessly.
Oh yeah.
Beastie Boys ended up flawlessly.
Yeah.
Rage
is
but
shit, man.
But it was white man's trying to reincorporate black music and make it dangerous again.
Yeah.
But these kids now, they're not thinking about that.
Yeah.
They just fucking do it. And it's even more natural, and it even feels better. Like it just feels right. Like they kind of reclaim rock and roll without even thinking about it.
That whole vibe.
Hey, Monk Visions, that hook is like, in a mosh pit. Like that's fucking sick, dude.
Hey, man, and it's like,
and it works.
In the video, it's like, cause they said they was out like I think in Colorado somewhere, and they're like, man, it's like a good place to film this shit, and they filmed it. And I think Ty the Monk, shout out to Ty, that boy had purple hair and shit. And they all in the van, like, beat his ass down in the mosh pit. Like, man, just, the kids, they cold as fuck, man.
That's why I fuck with these kids. And they're not.
They cold as fuck.
My biggest problem with Houston as a music scene was, and I get a lot of shit on this viewpoint, but I stand by it. Could you imagine if Atlanta put on for every one hit wonder that came out of Atlanta?
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine if Atlanta was still like fucking with Trinidad James real heavy?
Yeah.
And I feel like, and this is no disrespect to anybody that did anything out of here, but our vision was so short-sighted. And I know like you like that thing of like someone can be in the city and just live in that city.
Yeah.
And that's cool for you as an artist, but that's not cool for like a legacy.
Yeah.
The reason why
they thinking it's just that coming out of here.
Yeah, and not, like like Zero, none of these guys like
that's the thing.
They don't give a shit about touring or doing anything like that because they could just eat right here, and that's cool. But I want legacy shit. This is why screw music was so crucial. It was something that no one else was doing. It came out of here pre-fucking internet.
Yeah.
And the reason why people still fuck with it heavy is because it was just so different. But it was bigger than Houston.
Because Screw to me, like I always say, he's the one that like put me on to like East Coast music. Even though he was listening to it, but like Jay-Z, my first song hearing him was Screw. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, what the fuck song is this shit? You know what I'm saying? Then it make you go get the album. Because like if any artists I start liking, I didn't be like, oh yeah, let me jump on the wave right now, go get their first album. Like for Nas, I went and got It Was Written. And it was like on since then. Because I didn't look at it like, he's not rapping like us, but damn, listen to what he's saying. And I related to it. And the same with Jay-Z and shit too, man. I'm like, that Reasonable Doubt album to me is like, damn, dog.
Man, I'm not gonna lie, I did not fuck with Jay-Z until like 2 years ago.
Oh shit.
Because I was such a Nas fan.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I went through that stage too.
And then with Pimp C, I was like, Pimp C said fuck him too. So
I went through that stage too when people was like, hey man, that boy went at Nas hard, and when he did the Nas this, and I'm like, fuck. And then Nas came with that ether.
Going back to Screw, it happened the other way around too. So we used to drive, I'm from New Orleans, we used to drive from New Orleans, just when I was selling drugs and shit, we used to drive to Houston and pick up packs and come back. Well, on the way back, we would pick up these Screw tapes. And eventually on the Screw tapes, I was starting to hear Master P and the Hot Boys and Juvenile.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't know, like, none of us knew that anybody was listening to that shit besides us. We thought that was ours. We thought no one knew who Mystical was.
Well, but see, all that was by design, though, too. Like, at that time, the radio markets, they made a conscious effort to basically segregate music into pockets so they would be able to sell shit, more effectively.
And then Screw just branched
it out.
And the underground DJ, Screw, Swisher House, these guys, they were like, oh, wait. Like, we can distribute shit ourselves. We can move it on ourselves.
Flow on there. A lot of people on the Spice One is on a freestyle with them. You go check out that, and it's like, you hear that shit, you like, damn, Spice One came to Screw House and ripped that shit.
Shit's insane.
Shit crazy, man. And we love Spice One in Houston.
You can find footage of Screw like on before even just the Screw music developed, though, where he's DJing Posse on Broadway and shit like that.
Yeah,
like, he was a music lover.
Yeah, he loves it all, DJ. Man. I give him that.
And I still work with a lot of SUC guys to this day.
That's dope.
Youngstar, SUC Wood.
I'm about to turn you on to my little nephew, man. Shout out to Lord Ace, man.
Hey,
he got this one banger that's. I'm gonna let you hear that.
Please do.
I ain't gonna lie, man. He played that bitch the other night. It was the first time he ever performed.
Yeah.
And the fucking roof flew off that
man.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, everybody was losing their minds. It was the first time he ever performed it.
Yeah.
You
He
know?
got that energy, man.
And he recorded the vocals right there.
Yeah, right
you
there
know
by
what
the
I'm saying?
refrigerator and shit.
And this is also why rap is dominating.
Yeah.
Like we can make music anywhere now.
You can bring it.
I'm more interested now is I want to come up with a little setup that I could just take anywhere.
Yeah.
And people want to record, like, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh
yeah.
shit, man.
Yeah, so let's talk about spooky shit.
Yeah, let's talk about spooky shit.
All right.
So
he loves it. I've never seen somebody that's so in love with horror than this fucking weirdo, man. He loves it. Even when he's here by himself, he'll send me a picture at like 3 in the morning, and he's watching some random ass trauma movie from 1991.
That's what the fuck.
Those guys are like the first like independent.
Yeah,
like,
that's what the fuck.
But he's watching it for the 14th time by himself in the middle of the night.
I don't like normal movies, man. I grew up. I was always a big film. Always liked movies when I was a little kid. But like when I was 6, my dad would take me to Jason Takes Manhattan, and I loved all the Halloween. I always wanted to live Halloween for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Always. And I never wanted to grow up. I was always on my Lost Boy shit, and that's just how I want to live life, you know. And something happened, you know, like I got, you know, I went down a dark path, blah blah blah. I got sober, got my shit together, and then something happened where like I used to love, you know, Back to the Future, all that shit, all movies, but something happened. And it just flipped where nothing will entertain me like horror does.
Yeah.
Nothing will. I don't know why, and it's just what I like. That's
all
I watch.
It's like what's it called? It's called like G.U.T.S, right? Where there's an anxiety, but it's a euphoric anxiety.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And when we get into drugs and stuff like that, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
But when you can find something from your childhood that genuinely kind of like made you question existence and reality and shit, and it doesn't fucking hurt you, like you can hang on to that.
Cause
no, that's it. Like I got sober, and that's when it did, because it triggers those buttons. Like I'm in fear. It gives me the rush that I got from running from the police, but instead I'm safe on my couch. I got ding dongs.
You're gonna wake up tomorrow morning and you're not in jail or dead, and everything's still good.
Yeah, it's triggering that.
It's just the stimulant of it. Cause like I say, my sister,
That's
I
dope.
think I was like 5 or 6, and it was like Nightmare on Elm Street. You know what I'm saying? My mom loved Halloween, so it was just like you grow up in that shit. And I used to watch this down Return of the Living Dead. I could watch this shit every day, all day. Like when I first saw it at like 13, I was like, damn, I never seen nothing like this. I'm like, damn, that made me question, like, damn, people really gonna come out the ground one day? I used to pass by graveyards, like, oh yeah.
This is happening.
I'm like, this is a good scene. You go to a funeral, you looking at funerals, like, damn, man. What would you do if this really happened? And then I start seeing movies with zombies moving slow. I'm like, nah, that's not it. Because I went from Return of the Living Dead, then I went to Night of the Living Dead. And I was like, nah, that's not it. But not knowing that movie at that time, black and white, was the first like black actor.
Black protagonist.
Yeah, to have a star
slapping white dudes around.
Yeah, man, slapping white. We're like, whoa, like I didn't know.
See, and that's the other thing too, though. Those movies, the social commentary in those movies, just like with horrorcore rap, like the social commentary, like that's more real. The social commentary in them is more real than any other fucking movie you're gonna see around from that year.
Than any homogenized with 10 writers and shit like that.
There was even some social commentary in the movie we just came from, the Scary Story, you know, about Vietnam and Nixon and all that kind of stuff. And the kid's name was Morales, and they put wetback on his car and all that kind. Like that's what horror's live, dude.
And that's what good art always has. Like good artists always put real reality somewhere in their art.
Yeah,
so you can check it later and make sure it's real.
You kind of question it, like, man, because it's no, like you say, you don't have to hold back on horror. You know what I'm saying?
And going through this whole podcast, I'm starting to kind of catch the thing about horror because I tell them I can't watch movies or TV. I can't. My thing is I like digging through the internet for songs that sound new and different, for something that sounds different. I can do that shit for hours. but I can't watch a 30-minute television.
That's
I
how I am
can't do
too.
it.
Yeah, I don't watch a lot of.
So-
Oh yeah, we went to sleep watching Conjuring for you.
Fuck all that. Fuck all
That's a
that.
good one.
That's a good
No,
one. We
it's
went to
not.
bed like we
It's
watching
the
it going to sleep. We like to watch
We,
horror movies.
yeah, we've
That
seen
shit
it so
like
much. We've seen it 50,000
Yeah,
times.
so we
See,
go
that's,
to
that's
sleep
the
watching
movie.
that
The
shit.
reason that they say that's the movie that ruined me. I lived in a fucked up house when I was a kid, and I made it to the small
Like a
part of
fucking kid.
Conjuring.
Yes.
Where the thing comes out, the little fuck that. That's the last. And then so when that movie came out, I stopped. I walked out of the theater at that thing, and I didn't watch another horror movie till I started this podcast.
Wait, speaking of shit that fucks you up though, what was it about the witch that got you?
Yeah.
Did you see Midsummer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Midsummer was live.
Did y'all like that?
I like Midsummer better than The Witch.
Yeah, The Witch kind of
I
bored
did
me.
too. I like Midsummer.
Well, the
better
reason
than
I
that,
like
too.
the reason I like The Witch is because it was like it encapsulated that time period where it was so miserable, and it was like,
The same.
okay, there's already nowhere to go. Life is already horrible, and then you're adding this element to it. So it's like it's kicking everybody when they're down. You know, it's making the worst of the worst even worse. You know, where you're like, Jesus Christ, how can you know what I'm saying? So that's why I like The Witch. Midsummer was dope.
Midsummer just took it there, man.
It's daytime creepy.
Daytime.
I like a good
Yeah,
daytime
Yeah, man.
creepy.
It's just I had that whole like.
I like the idea too of people looking at fair skinned, blonde hair, blue eyed white people
Yeah.
and just being like,
Devils.
you know, we don't. Well, but again, art always tells. There's always truth in art, and we don't talk about and the way that we look on even just history or culture in America though is white pagan religion has been like stripped out of white culture through Christianity over the last fucking thousands of years. You know, 1,500 years. We've kind of stripped that out, but we still see manifestations of it everywhere from Space Viking to when you go see a show, a metal show and shit.
Yeah.
Like it looks
Yeah.
like a fucking druid ritual from on
Yeah.
Stonehenge from like
Yeah.
1,000 years ago.
Yeah.
And so this is always something that's in the back of our psyche, and that movie did a great job of like
Man, they took it.
pushing that weird shit out of
Yeah.
you.
Even the markings on the walls and shit. Andy was looking them up as we went, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
And they told a story through the
Yeah.
whole movie, to where like you would see in one part of the movie things were happy, and then when things got darker, you would see that same symbol, but it would be flipped upside down and backwards.
Yeah.
And it was like, so it's all these small tales that who knows what it does to you subconsciously, but it's the art in it. You know what I'm saying? Where like it takes so much effort to do so little. It's kind of amazing that movies even get made. It's kind of amazing that that's even a thing. That a motherfucker took millions of dollars in 3 years of all these people's lives
Yeah.
just to make a 2-hour piece of.
Can you imagine like what was it like? Shit, maybe 67. Can you imagine like Roman Polanski making like Rosemary's Baby
Yeah.
back in the day?
Yeah, that's some
Like
creepy
sitting
shit.
across in a room from other people and being like, "Yo, I need this money because
Yeah, they
I
probably
want
like
to do this."
Right.
And reading that shit like, oh
Yeah,
shit.
the beginnings of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my mom's
It's a hard sell.
favorite one.
Yeah,
That's
a
one of my
very hard
favorites,
sell.
yeah.
But you like, man, we can't put this shit out. They probably was like,
Y'all
what
out
the
of y'all
hell?
minds?
Shiny.
Yeah, Shining. Classic.
Exorcist, all that.
Yeah.
Man, I read some shit about The Shining the other day that blew my mind. That Kubrick was so on his shit that he down to the caterers. He told everybody that what was her name, Shelley Long. She was
Yeah,
the one. That basically he told down to the caterers, to the makeup artists and everything. He was like, hey, treat this woman like shit. And she literally had a mental breakdown during the filming of the movie,
Damn.
and he wanted that
Yeah.
because he wanted her to have that fucking stress.
Yeah.
Like to
Nutcase.
carry,
You saw
yeah,
that?
like
You saw what they bring
Motherfucking
coming out
nutcase.
called Doctor Sleep.
no.
It's like
yeah,
it's like
it's
the
the-
kid that grew up.
The kid that grew
Oh,
up.
wow.
Yeah, it's kind of have
Stephen King.
flashbacks of The Shining.
Because in the book, there's a lot more like telepathic stuff and everything
Yeah.
goes on
so
there.
he
that the movie
gonna
don't hit.
Doctor Sleep gonna kind of like bring it back up.
Wow.
It's like it's gonna be some wild shit.
Not to
Sleep
mention
comes
they
out
faked the
like-
moon landing.
I know, right?
So what's your favorite horror?
Man, I like those slow burners like Rosemary's Baby
Yeah.
or The Omen 1 or 2.
Okay, yeah,
Um,
classic.
Amen. This is for you.
But when I was
for you.
when I was growing up, my mom worked in like a grocery store, and so I remember when they got the first VHS section there.
Yeah,
And I
man.
just spent the whole time in the horror movie section because that's where the cool covers were. And shit.
Yeah.
Everything from like Creep Show to Critters to like that's just we grew up in a really cool era. And I feel like now it's getting back to that with independent directors and stuff. They're the ones that are really cranking out all the cool shit.
Indie horror is popping right now.
And horror takes over because simple fact, horror used to be like, okay, October coming, here come the horror movies. Man, that shit dropping in August.
Fucking right.
January, February, like they not playing with that shit.
Because it's one of the few things. So it's horror and superhero movies that are making money.
Yeah.
Because everyone's at home now. We got these great Netflix and all this stuff with endless libraries we can choose from. So people will go to pay money to sit in a community and be scared together. That will never go away. That's why the drive-ins will never die.
Yeah, there's so many remakes of movies where you're like, okay, I saw this story before. We know how this ended. Like one movie, I forgot, we sat in and got out of it. It was in Dallas. We walked in, we were like, oh shit, this shit's trash.
What was we
The Intruder or something like that. It was something.
It was bullshit.
It was
we
bullshit.
actually asked for our money back.
Yeah, we left. But
It was The Intruder.
It was Intruder.
But,
Making Good.
Yeah.
I think it was. We were like, man, we saw how this gonna end.
Yeah,
You know,
shit
it's
out
like, but a horror movie, we like, man, we're gonna sit to the fucking end of it. I want to see where this goes. You know.
Just seeing how violent.
Yeah, man. Like, how can you take like the Midsummer, that first kill, they suicide off the cliff?
The house.
Because they showed the head explode.
I want to see that one too.
Jesus.
Oh, House of
You haven't seen it?
No, I haven't seen
House
that
of
one.
Jack?
You talking
No,
about violent?
I think the first time I heard about it actually was I think
We
it was
took
y'all's
the
podcast.
nephews to see that, man.
But yeah.
It's like a weird.
Good one?
I don't know. It's
We took them to see the house that Jack built.
Oh yeah, and we met Joe Bob Briggs there.
Yeah.
People actually walked out.
Yeah.
You know the thing where like
See that? I like
it
that.
was so fucked up that I've never seen that before.
The only time I
These
seen people walk
motherfuckers
out of
was
a
like-
movie was Borat. We went and
Oh,
saw
Borat.
in like
In
Deerbrook
Mall.
Mall in Denver, Texas. And as soon as the gay shit started, like,
They're like, time to go, huh? Yeah, but
this was-
that house that Jack built, it took levels of like the first, like when he cut the duck foot off and shit.
God, man.
And then there's one part I have to tell you.
Jesus.
He took his wife and kid on a date. Like he was like, you know, going out, bring your kids.
It makes my ears ring.
They
thinking
eating and
about it.
chilling.
So
Then it goes black, and then it comes back up. He's on a fucking hunting range, and he's hunting these people. He hunting the wife and the 2 kids.
and it's not
Kills
about
them all.
It's like fucked up.
it's not
Yeah,
about what
See,
they
I
do.
love movies like that though because that shit happened.
Yeah,
Like, it
exactly.
happens.
Yeah.
Like,
Wolf
And he
Street.
made her feed the kid pie. Like he
Head on
was dead.
stick?
She like,
Yeah.
I'm like, hey, you gotta check it out, bro. You gotta
That's
check
good.
it out. Fucking
So-
we got
sick.
an anniversary movie tonight.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, fucking right.
How
It's
many
a good
years?
one.
9 married.
11 together.
That's
They
dope.
gonna watch the
It's-
house that Jack built.
That was
That,
that horror.
that's the cool thing about having kids though. Like my son is really into this stuff, and so like, I don't watch a lot of TV or movies, but we have watched every horror movie as a kid. Like I get back into it.
Nice.
And then I enjoy watching my kids.
We watch
Like,
them watch
and these kids are so
together.
damn desensitized now. Shit that used to trip me up. They're like,
Oh
The
man,
really good
yeah.
effects are so fucking lame.
My
Oh
daughter-
yeah, they like
Just
this
fake.
bullshit.
my daughter wanted to watch The Exorcist, and I think I hyped it up too much. And when we watched it, she was like, "Really?" She was like, "Really? Like this is it?"
But it's kind of like the Beatles. You don't understand. what it
Yeah,
was
like
when
what
it
we
came
know
out.
watching this.
Yeah.
My mom growing up was like, no, The Exorcist. And like I was at that time, I was 6, 7. I was into Freddy Krueger. He was in your dreams, and
Menacing.
that intense
Yeah.
jolt to your central nervous system. And then she played, no, this is the best horror movie ever made. It's Exorcist. And I did the same thing. I told her, I was like, Mom, this is lame. And then now that I'm older and I realize what The Exorcist actually did,
Yeah.
it brought horror mainstream, first
Yeah.
of all. You don't realize that there was people with Bibles in front of the movies
Yeah.
picketing,
Yeah.
you have to put yourself in that time capsule and realize what it did and what it meant at the time. Like the first Halloween.
Yeah.
That can't, when you watch that now, it's so slow and boring.
Yeah.
But at the time,
Yeah, that shit was fucked
that
up.
brought slashers mainstream.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah,
like one of the
yeah,
first
yeah,
ones
yeah.
to bring slasher to pop culture.
If you brought that shit to like a suburban
Poltergeist.
neighborhood, fucking killer that's like slashing people.
The Exorcist is probably one of the first ones that got me as a kid though, because I remember I was visiting one of my parents, And we didn't have remote controls then. Even like we had this little box on top of the TV that had like 8 little buttons. Yeah. That's all the channels you had. And I was at my dad's, and I was staying at my dad's for the first time. I hadn't seen him in a long time. And we had this fucking couch that was up off the ground. And that movie started. I didn't even know what it was, but by the time it started and got into it, it was dark. I'd never been in this house before, and I got too creeped out to walk across the room to go touch that goddamn box. So I just sat there and I had to watch it the whole time, and I was maybe like 6 or 7.
Oh yeah,
and that shit fucked me
Dude,
up.
have you heard of like all the behind the scenes shit that's happening?
Yeah, man, all the curse shit.
Yeah.
Fucking people.
And also too, they had great special effects in that movie. The
makeup.
head spinning.
And shit, her walking down the makeup backwards
really
and
good.
Seeing a young girl stab herself in the crotch with a crucifix.
I
know.
know. Yeah, blood and shit. Like,
come on,
a jolt.
As a kid, I never saw those shit like that before.
I never even thought about it. It breaks your brain.
Yeah.
Did you say Poltergeist earlier?
Poltergeist.
You know where we live? We live in Crosby, Texas. And Poltergeist is actually based on the Black Hope Horror, which is in our neighborhood.
No shit.
And so instead of it being an Indian burial ground like it is in Poltergeist, where we live in Crosby is there's Crosby and then there's Barrett Station. Barrett Station was the first, like, one of the first places in this part of Texas where slaves could own land. And so instead of it being an Indian burial ground like it is in the movie, it was a slave cemetery. And so where we live in a little subdivision over there called Newport. It was built on the slave cemetery.
Oh,
slave
shit.
Cemetery. And you can go back in the forest, like where we live now.
You can read up on it. There's actually a book called The Black Hope Horror. Google it. Read
Oh,
yeah.
We should go there.
Podcast. I ain't gonna lie. Poltergeist was one of the ones I was like, oh shit.
See, I
that paranormal stuff. I'm like, damn.
You can go back in the woods where we live now, and there's still gravestones and tombstones.
Oh no shit.
Oh, we gotta go, man. We gotta go.
Oh yeah, we should do that shit.
Yeah, bro. We gotta go, man. Put light candles and shit.
We could do like a live podcast.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
Y'all doing
I got a book. I'll send y'all
a
real story though.
That's all that.
Kent, you're coming. Bring your sleep.
Kent, you're coming, Kent.
What people don't understand is, all right, hold up.
Now we'll go camp out there overnight.
Really, but you could really bring shit back. You don't understand that these things are real. You could bring.
I got an egg. I'll owe you.
So look, my baby mama has a daughter, right, and she's 9. And about 4 years ago, when I was living at my other house, I forgot the name of the thing, but it was a brain infection, and she had to go into the really critical care ward for children, right? So we spent 3 days there, of course, back and forth. Well, after going there, and there was a lot of children that died there, right? So I go back to my house, and that's when one of the things happened. So we go and we're sitting, and every day I would do the same thing. I would come home from work, I would empty all my shit out of my pocket and all my change out of my other pocket and leave it on the table, and that's where my shit sat till I got up the next day, right? Well, there was a point in time we were sleeping in the living room and we heard scratching across the table, right? Yeah. What the fuck is that? And we walked in and all the change is in little piles. Nobody was in there. And it happened the next night. And then the dogs started freaking out and barking at walls. And then it happened the next night. So it happened 4 nights in a row. So finally I walked across the street to the Catholic church in the middle of a night service where these old Mexican ladies are praying and stuff. I'm just like, I'm sorry, but Padre, me and you need to talk. And I got him and I waited till service, and I walked him across the street, and he blessed that house. And what he told me is something came back from the hospital with me. So y'all motherfuckers want me to go.
What you messed up and didn't do is you didn't have your red string tied around your wrist to protect you from evil.
Yeah, dumbass.
Sorry, I forgot my red string.
You idiot.
Now you know.
Stupid moron.
Tie yourself up with
So y'all talking about I'm a pussy. Fuck all that.
Well, you've done psychedelics and shit like that, right?
Yeah.
So like on psychedelics and stuff, like I've seen some like crazy shit.
Yeah.
Some crazy shit.
And I mean, one of your a part of you could say that it's just the drug tongue, but the other one could say it's the world that's really around you being.
You're seeing all the gin.
Fucking right, man.
Yeah.
They're coming for you, Ken.
Shit can get real squirrely real fast.
I used to live in this house in New Orleans. It was an old ass house, and it had like a little spiral staircase. And when I was a kid, I dreamt every night while we were there that I'd be at the bottom of the stairs and I'd be looking up, and there would be like this figure, and you could tell it was a human form, but you couldn't see like details. Really. Like you couldn't see little fingers and shit, but you could tell it was a human form. It was just like smoke, but like in human form.
Yeah.
And I would try to talk to it because this shit happened every night to where I would be aware that I was dreaming. Yeah. And so I'd be like, what do you want? And I remember trying to talk to it. It would talk back to me, but it would sound like the fucking teachers from the Charlie Brown.
Oh,
it was
shit.
like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And so it couldn't make out words. And it used to trip me out. I used to tell my parents all about it. And I still to this day have like letters that I would write to it and that I would leave on the top step hoping that I would get some kind of answer.
I love this kind of story.
As soon as we moved out of that house, never again. Like no more dreams. Like it was gone.
I love these kind of stories.
I don't know like what I believe or how much I believe in ghosts and shit, but I do know I dreamt that every night. And as soon as we moved out of there, I never dreamt it again.
Damn.
I had a haunted townhouse that used to. We had blinds on the second floor. And I had a dresser in front of it because I was always paranoid of somebody looking because I lived in Greenspoint. So you're always worried about windows. And so my dad had got me this big dresser and I had put it in front of it. But I remember walking up one afternoon and I look up at the second floor and right in the middle of the window you see like the blinds are bent like somebody was peeking out. And so I remember reaching over, I could barely reach it and I fixed it. And then there was always one corner on the townhouse, even though our next door neighbors were two flats, it wasn't a townhouse, but you could hear somebody running up and down our stairs, even though there was nobody there. And every day I'd have to come and fix that damn blinds. And I named it Ricky. I thought if you named it something nice, it'd be nice. I was pregnant. I got
Ricky
pushed down flight
uncle
stairs.
Damn, I love creepy stories,
man. That's fucking awesome, man.
This is my favorite episode we've done because I'm feeling that.
Woo! Yeah.
Woo! I feel that rush, and then I'm gonna eat some chips.
And it's like, fuck that, I'm out of here.
It happened twice to me. Once when I was a kid, and I've told that story on the podcast before, where like I didn't have a choice. We didn't have money. We couldn't move. We were stuck in that fucking house. And I was a latchkey kid. My mom didn't get home till 7. So from 3 to 7 every day, I'd stay in that fucking magnolia tree in the front yard. I wouldn't go in that house.
Wow.
But at night, you're stuck. Where else you gonna sleep? You know? So it fucking burned me for life. You know? It's so fucked up the things that happened in that house. Fuck that.
Man, I think I would have loved something. I just got yelled at a lot.
You didn't need the spirits.
I was like, somebody save me, please. I just got yelled at and kicked out of St. Michael's in the 3rd grade and 5 high schools.
But everything was creepy, man. My grandmother had a Ouija board and shit.
Yes.
Wow. So
that's real.
That was you know, and I never forget I was
Did y'all fuck with it as a kid?
They didn't let us fuck with it, but I remember like people like would come over there and they'd be in my grandfather's room fucking with it.
But y'all weren't allowed in there.
Nah. And what was crazy because you know, it was in Port Acres in Port Arthur, and it's like there's some for reason grandparents' houses creep you out anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They got that old knowledge.
You can't do a bunch of shit because they be like, don't sit here, don't touch this, don't do that. But it was just like, damn, they got a Ouija board. And I remember like going past my grandmother's room and I could see them like kind of like, I was like, man, what the fuck they doing in there, man? Like, and then now when you see movies about Ouija boards and stuff, because I want to know how original theirs was. I want to know all that, like where it come from.
Yeah.
Who thought of that? Like that type of deal. And it's just.
It was actual wood. And not
it's
plastic.
actually. It's like, man. It's just, when you think about it now, you're like, man, what the hell?
Yeah.
Like, was they contacting people? Because you know when you sleep at your grandmother's house, you hear a bunch of shit at night.
Yeah.
And it's pitch black dark. And it wasn't like, oh yeah, y'all turn the TV off and y'all go to sleep. No. 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, you're in bed early.
It's black. And you just up. There's a bunch of y'all in there. And you're like, oh shit, I hear that shit too.
Old house of
It's not like I only hear the whole room hear that shit. It's like, what the fuck is this? Creepy, man. I still need to ask my aunt that, man. Like, man, what was going on about that, man? That's just, I think that's what drawn me to like horror, man. Because it wasn't, like you say, it was like a getaway. And it wasn't like, okay, this can't really happen, but can it happen? Or did it ever happen? That's why Freddie fucked with me so much because you couldn't go to sleep.
Yeah, and like who hadn't had a nightmare as a kid?
Exactly.
That you can't control, and you're just stuck in it.
That you can't control, like them dreams within the dreams and shit. Like you wake up out the dream, and you still in that dream. Like what the fuck, man? That shit just
As we talk about it too, though, I was like into like Fangora, like magazine and stuff like that too. And I think now, like just as we're talking about it, that's our way of being interested in something like that is your way of kind of confronting it. You know, being a man about it when you're a little kid.
Yeah,
you know
man, because it's like I couldn't.
Parents used to love to traumatize you.
Yeah, on the cool.
What's that fucked up prayer they used to say before you go? Now I lay me down to sleep. I pray the Lord my soul to keep, and if I die before I wake, I pray the Lord my soul to take. Good night.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Go to bed. Like oh shit. It's like. It's just deep, man. Horror to me, like you say, is and then how the music could interplay with horror. Every hip hop artist then has some way of talking about a horror or being like Bushwick Bill was Chucky.
Man, that's a good, good
like
segue.
that type of shit like that. Even Will Smith did, and Fat Boys did Freddie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince had a song about
Freddie.
And that was like. Maybe even before Ghetto Boys actually did Assassination or
that's like
it wasn't like super horrorcore, you know what I mean?
It was fun.
It was like I listened
fun. It was fresh.
To Gangsta Nip the other day. He had this shit was horror movies rap, man. And he was just on that shit.
Yeah, he turned me on the South Park.
That's
Psycho.
where Texas comes in clutch for me because you had West Coast music and East Coast music going there, and so these guys were talking about hitting licks back in the day and shit like that, but. It was really like the Ghetto Boys and Gangsta Nip wrote Bushwick Bill's verse on Chucky.
No shit.
That's actually Gangsta Nip actually wrote that.
You know that you hear it, you could kind of like
hear it. You hear it on that shit. And so you had these West Coast artists and the gang shit just started encroaching that. But Houston at that time we didn't have gang culture like that.
Yeah.
People affiliated in the neighborhoods and subdivisions more so than like a set.
Yeah.
But so these guys are talking about shooting somebody, and these guys are like, nah, fuck that.
Yeah.
We're gonna smoke some wet or fried, what they called it back then. We're gonna smoke some fried, and we're gonna decapitate women.
Yeah.
Like they just fucking took it up a notch. Like, anybody can shoot somebody.
That boy had a line say, "Well, I woke up, I thought about killing my niece." It's like, nah, who the fuck said that shit?
Like if you came out with that shit right now, people would flip the fuck out.
They would rip out, man.
I love it, man.
Dope ass shit.
Yeah, I don't think there would be a Guts podcast without Bushwick Bill.
Yeah,
you know, I think that's the foundation for all of us. You know, and this podcast. R.I.P. to Bushwick, man. Yeah, he was, and that like that was like my first into kind of like him doing the Chucky doll like that struck a.
That Mike Payne video and shit, man. Him being a midget just fucking freaked me out too as a kid.
No, but it's like that line. This year Halloween fell on the weekend.
Yeah.
Me, Ghetto Boys are trick or treat. That's like, I want to live the rest of my life like that.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. I want every day to be like that.
Well, man, that level of storytelling, and I forget who you guys were talking to. You guys have one podcast, and you're talking to everybody, and everyone says, like the Mike Jones and the Paul Walls and stuff, but like one of y'all said something about like, what about Scarface? Like, like really when I checked out of Houston music during the Mike Jones, Paul Wall era, and again, no disrespect to any of them or anything like that, but my first introduction to Houston music was the Ghetto Boys, and then Gangsta Nip, and then even like SPM, stuff after that. But Scarface really, like his ambitions, he tried to set Houston up the way it needed to be set up, the way these kids want to do it now. Scarface was a world artist. He wasn't concerned with just being in the city or nothing. He told stories. He worked with the whole reason Mike Dean is who he is today and is Kanye's dude and fucks with Travis Scott to this day is because he did a song, he did a couple joints with Scarface, and Kanye liked those mixes so well. He's like, who's mixing your shit? And that's how Kanye discovered Mike Dean. And now Mike Dean is like living in New York, but still putting Houston artists on all over the world.
Like Don Toliver.
Like Don Toliver, absolutely.
Hey, little points from the nephew.
Hey, nephew.
Hey.
Yeah, man. Dean's doing all the final mixing and mastering on Don's album that's fixing to drop like any moment now. It's gonna be on some next level shit, bro. Hey, anytime you guys want to come through, man.
He recorded a lot of Don Toliver stuff.
Yeah, one of his friends went to Barton Studios. Who was that?
This girl, Janice.
Do you know her? Is that her artist name? Or?
Yeah, that's her artist name.
I'm not sure. I don't think I worked with
Yeah.
her.
Yeah, she was.
We have a lot of engineers though. We at that studio we crank out about 5,000 something tracks a year.
Wow.
Damn.
With
Working.
5 engineers. So,
Working.
each one of us does it like
1,000 a year.
That's dope.
I'll show you who she is.
Well, the
Absolutely.
great thing about Don is he's kind of like Scarface, where his talent is undeniable. You know what I'm saying? It's supernatural to him. Don could do that shit that he does over any beat. And to drop him with Don, he could freestyle like that. It's so weird. And Scarface, when he wrote international type shit.
Yeah.
Like he didn't have to. He was literally born with it. He can naturally tell stories and word things to where it's sophisticated but simplistic at the same time. It's almost impossible to do. It's the mark everybody's trying to hit, and it happened to him naturally before everybody.
Man, Don blew me away, just as a talent, like blew me away. He was the only kid that would come into a session, and we would listen to Bobby Womack albums before we started recording stuff. Like he was trying to get that soul in. This is right around when we like I Gotta and Diva and stuff like that. Like he was trying to get that soul element back into it.
That's why his first mixtape was called Donnie.
Yeah, exactly.
And his freestyle
Barnes.
Hey,
From Houston.
Yeah, but like By Breezy, she's a promoter in Houston.
Yeah.
He came up through all her shows. Trill Sammy, Dice Soho, all these guys now, they all know each other. They all fuck with each other. The dope thing about Houston music right now, though, you could take like Toby Nwigwe, Jet, Curly Sue, Don Toliver, Tisa. You could take all these guys, and none of them sound like each other.
None.
Like we've just like no one sounds a fucking.
And that's what I love, because back then when Houston was popping, I think the downfall to it was everybody. They either sounded like each other or they were saying the same things.
It's just putting your own little twist to it. Like, instead of, because there was one verse I think Lil Kiki said. He said like from Herschelwood to Hollywood, and I think Slim Thug ended up saying from Homestead to Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? It's just like it's just a mix of it. You know, DJ Screw 5,000 watts. But now, like you say, you could hear, especially the underground, man. You be like, God damn, I didn't know.
Bro, these underground artists sound better than any mainstream
Man,
shit that's out there.
They got it going
Jet,
on.
come
man.
on,
Jet
man.
the Third is my favorite. She blows my mind,
is
man.
the shit, man.
That her
that never
voice.
mind
And when we
all
talked
that,
to her, I was like, you sound. I get like a Sade from the hood type vibe.
She got this quality about her, man. She could be singing whatever on whatever kind of beat, and it sounds like her, and it sounds. It's not sad or depressing, but
It's
there's
awesome.
like a melancholy.
No,
it just makes you feel.
It makes you
something.
feel like you're getting like held,
like
but also
like
you
womb,
feel, but also you feel like a pimp at the same time. And
she's so cool, man.
Yeah, Jet. Shout out to Jet the Third. We love you, man.
Yeah, Jet.
Speaking of greatness, I personally think we're talking to the next Mike Dean myself.
Hey.
Woo!
He's got like 10 years. I think he's in his 50s. He's got 10 years on me, so I got a little time to get to that level right now. But I don't know, man. I'm kind of ready to be done engineering for a little bit. I don't know.
What you want to do?
I don't know.
Are you gonna put together what you're saying with the underground compilation?
I just want to keep fucking around with these kids and just kind of. I want to watch what they do, like an archaeologist almost. You know what I mean? Like I just want to see. I want to write it down. I want to just start getting everybody on content. What you guys are doing too, like putting content together, just putting it out. I want people 20 years from now. I want them to look back on shit. Yeah. I want to see some movie about fucking Houston music, and I want Dip on the fucking soundtrack, and I want Diva on the soundtrack. I want 40 Days on this and 40 Nights on the soundtrack. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I feel like we're in this moment, and now I feel like these kids know how to fucking package it. Yeah. You know, content creators like y'all know how to take different things that still fuck with each other and put them in these concentric circles with each other.
We've been jamming. They came on the other night. Space City Lords. Check them out.
Shout out to Space City Lords, man.
Our boy Ghost, man. Shout out to Ghost. He out of South Park too, and it's like he got a whole different style. You know what I'm saying about him too. And his name Ghost. It's like that's perfect.
What I noticed about that, like that whole moment in time thing is, you know, I've been doing podcasts for a minute, right? And then once I got involved with this one, I kind of brought some like preconceived notions and ideas into the podcast you know, like, no, we need to do it like this, we need to format it like this. But as soon as I let go of those things and I was like, fuck all that, let's just make the rules ourselves. Yeah. Let's just do what we do, you know? Let Space Viking do what he does. Let Zano do what he does. Space Viking loves music. Loves movies and horror movies, and he knows all these weird things about him. Let him express those things any way he wants. Yeah. This motherfucker knows anything and everything about that. Any shoe that's coming out in 3 years, this motherfucker knows about. You know what I'm saying? Let him just do what he wants with it. And so as soon as we stopped asking permission from ourselves and trying to like fit into all these other boxes and just doing what we wanted, it kind of took on a life of its own. We started having a lot more fun with it.
That's the same thing with music, though. And that's the same thing where music's at too. Is I work with a lot of kids that they'll come in and they'll have a truck fit hat and a pair of Vans and some long dreads and obviously like you want to sound like Lil Wayne. Like that's what you grew up on. Yeah. I get it, but that's cool to get started. That's cool to figure shit out. But as soon as I can have that conversation with, what do you sound like?
Yeah, what are you doing?
Like that's what you got to get to. And when you Tisa, perfect example of stuff like this. When we did some stuff, I remember posting something on my IG, and a lot of OG rappers that I fuck with heavy as human beings were just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah. Like people are questioning the existence of music based on this stuff, and it got such a strong reaction. Either people were like, I love it, or people were like, shit emojis. Like it got such a strong reaction that it just it felt the same way when I listened to like Black Flag or like the Sex Pistols when I was a kid.
I love Sex Pistols.
Like it was just,
you really get it or you don't.
We made something in 10 minutes. Like he literally in 10 minutes. We made something in 10 minutes that he got a record deal off. Yeah. And it was just like we had 10 minutes in the session, and I was like, well, I'm not. There's no way for me to take 10 minutes off. Go jump in the booth and do something. And he did. And then it went viral and took off. And, like, that's the potential for everything that we do.
Yeah, man.
It's fucking awesome.
It's fucking dope, dude.
Yeah.
We live in a cool, I say it all the time, the world we live in is fucking dope, man. We're so lucky. And not just that, man. So we had this childhood where it was full of cool shit. And we have all the nostalgia from, like, you know, the VHS, cool horror movies, Sunday cartoons, when cereal,
Saturday mornings,
all that shit, right?
Lots
and then
cereal.
we get to grow up and still live in this. It's fucking, it's the coolest generation. Everybody else should be jealous of us.
Well, what's cool
80s crack babies.
You get to watch the younger generation experience it for their first time.
But they're going to even do it better, though, because so much of what we got to experience was because big companies and shit let it happen. But now kids are able to create more information than overlords or companies can fucking know what to do with it. So we're seeing a more accurate slice of stuff.
They could tell us anything back then. You're like, oh, that's right. Nah, that ain't right.
Yeah.
That ain't what be said in this page. Like, damn, they could Google that shit and be on your ass. We had to go to researchers.
We had like Encyclopedia Britannicas and shit.
And they knew you wouldn't go read it.
And then you had like that know-it-all guy. You were just like, man, and you couldn't argue. But now you can be like,
you can argue with him.
Ted, I don't think so.
Yeah, he didn't say that shit in 1958.
Actually, Ted.
Man. So that was a great, man.
Thank you for coming.
Man, thanks for having me, guys.
Thanks for having us again.
Yeah, hey, good vibes, bro.
Man,
good vibes and blessings, man.
I love the podcast. I love what you guys are doing for the city. The way that you guys are able to do something you love and bring everyone else into it and just see the cross referencing like that. That's what we need. That's a scene.
Definitely.
Like that's exactly what. Thank you for having us.
Happy anniversary, motherfucker.
Hey! Yeah, thank you for spending your anniversary time.
I know, man. That means so much to us. No, we got an anniversry, man. We're like, hey, they came on their anniversary.
No, it was great. I never go nowhere. I never get out of the house. I don't go out much. And my wife is like, no, you need to go. And anything that Kent's a part of, I want to be a part of.
Yeah. Thank you. Jason, man, thanks so much, bro. It's really humbling to have you here. Really grateful. Man. Oh, yeah. And what do you have coming out for the future? Or
how can they find you and everything else?
Got a new studio coming out.
Hey!
I'm so excited about this show.
Probably in the next 4, 5, 8 weeks, somewhere in there.
Awesome.
It's construction. It's real soon. It's an open concept studio called Barton Collective. At the Barton Studios now is you have to book. It has an engineer there. Yeah. We all have our own spots and everything. The new place though is different concept. We're getting rid of fucking booths, getting rid of everything, and it's set up for producers and engineers. I think producers that make music at home are the next level of engineers.
I think songwriters gonna be able to make some money there too. You know,
location the same.
It's we're gonna have our same location. This is about 15 minutes from where we are, Hempstead 610 area.
Okay.
So
dope.
Fuck yeah.
Not too far from here actually.
I'm so excited. Artists.
Yeah, like hey, as soon as we got one of the rooms set up, you guys need to come and shoot
Fuck
an
yeah.
episode.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Woo! We'll bring our boy Slumpstem too. The Slump Sessions. Shout out to Slump Sessions too.
Shout out to Slump, baby.
Quest, man.
Shout out to Quest. And shout out to everything.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys.
Thank you so much for coming on, man.
For Guts Podcast.
The Zano Division.
Space Viking.
Low-key as me.
I dream in stereo.
Yeah.
We need
Yeah.
to do a drop for us. You want them to do it in front of? Yeah, you can do it in front of.
We love horror movies. Horror movies are our life. You know, there's some horror goons.
Yeah.
I'm Zano Division.
Your boy ATX and Space Viking. Trying to figure shit out. This changed my life forever. Yes. Cool.